This episode is sponsored by Local First Arizona. Local First Arizona is dedicated to the success of Arizona's locally owned businesses and communities across the state, including Tucson. As the largest local business coalition in the country, Local First assists independently owned businesses of all sizes create jobs and strengthen the local economy. Local First also works to achieve racial equity, reduce environmental impacts, improve healthy food access, and develop economic opportunity in rural, tribal, and urban communities. Learn more at localfirstaz.com and find a directory of locally owned businesses near you.
I'm not good because of Inkmaster. I'm known outside of Arizona because of Inkmaster. I'm good because I've lost my family. I've lost friends. I've lost health. I've lost opportunity because I dedicated myself to fucking drawing each and every single fucking day.
Anthony Michaels, a self-taught creative soul, had a talent for art since he was a kid. He also excelled in sports, including basketball, which he pursued a professional career in. It wasn't until after he graduated college that he got into tattooing. Then, with only 10 years of tattooing experience, he took home the crown in Inkmaster Season 7. Today, we're peeling back the layers of Anthony's artistic journey, the Inkmaster highs and lows, and unraveling the secrets behind the successes of his business. Anthony Michaels, being that you have an innate capability for gifts as an artist and athlete, I'd like to start off by talking a little bit about your relationship with art and your relationship with sports as a kid. Was there any sort of internal conflict in partaking in both?
Was there any sort of conflict? Internal conflict?
Yeah.
In partaking in both?
Yeah.
I mean, that is a great fucking question. And I guess you get to find out how well somebody knows themselves, huh?
Yeah.
I think there's always been internal conflict. There still is now.
Yeah.
In a very unhealthy way. That conflict, it drove me, you know? It was, as terrified as I was to get something wrong, that fear at the same time would tell me to do it, because I didn't want to get in trouble for not fucking trying something or
Right.
not doing something.
Right.
There was constant fear behind everything I did in life. That's a great fucking question.
Yeah.
There was conflict in everything I did in life. Sports, and that's with art. Everything that I was downloading and saying that was about art. Sports, I don't remember how sports started for me. I'm sure my mom I had no choice, and she kept me busy. But I mean, I did it all.
Yeah.
Baseball, soccer, football. I touched basketball freshman year in high school, 8th grade, and freshman year in high school was when I started with basketball.
For the first time, like organized?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I fell in love. But there was definitely anxiety of performance, anxiety of impressing and getting acceptance from my mother. Everybody in my family, men and women, on my mom's and dad's side, have master's degrees. They're business owners. We have over 350 years of government service in our family.
Wow.
Everybody is like,
Yeah, high achiever.
and I'm just over here fucking running around, banging my head on the floor when I'm crying, throwing tantrums, not wanting to do what everyone else is doing. Just always just very different. But I learned to fucking push that shit down and do what I'm told to do. So art and sports allowed me to forget about that shit, you know? And so I bottled it in because I learned to cope on my own, not having my mom around because of what we were dealing with as a family. I learned to push it down, right? And so I would express and release through art and through sports. Art was very calming, and there was a ton of aggression in sports. So the conflict was really just trying to keep, trying to find that sweet spot, right, to where all cylinders are firing properly, and you're not too high and you're not too low. You're fucking in the zone. I'm drawing and I feel good. I'm not worried, not afraid. And I'm fucking blowing by my defenders left and right, and I'm scoring goals, and I'm fucking knocking shit out of the park. Of getting to those moments, all of that internal struggle and turmoil really helped me get to those moments. But I see now, like, that method isn't working for me anymore. Holding it in and using that fuel to so unhealthy.
Yeah.
It's so unhealthy, so disconnected, and so I was gonna say inauthentic, and it's not. It's just it's another version, right, of who we are, that people don't get to see. So there's always been conflict, man.
Yeah.
There's always been conflict, and now I have worked, and I'm still working towards being gentle with myself, right? And so when the conflict is happening, just kind of accepting it as a message that maybe something needs to kind of shift or change, right? It doesn't have to be this old thing that it used to be.
Right.
You
right.
performed, you've succeeded,
Yeah.
right? So now why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And so the conflict now is different. It's repurposing, getting back on track with that. And so I'm not a child anymore. I'm 40, right?
Yeah.
So now what are the fears about?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be tough because, again, all the conflict has to do with performing for the outside world.
Yeah.
And not staying true to who I was. But I couldn't. I'd do what I was told. You know what I mean?
What drew you to tattooing as an art form?
7th grade. I've mentioned this a couple times. I don't remember what class it was, but we were definitely going around the room, and everyone was talking about what was going to be our pursuit. What are you going to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
Timmy, what do you want to be?
Yeah.
Jetty, how are you? Everybody fucking laughed when I said I wanted to be a tattoo artist.
So you knew back then.
7th grade.
Okay.
I saw a teacher, PE teacher, with a tattoo peeking out from under his sleeve. And even at the time, I knew better than to make a big fuss about it. Bro, we didn't have tattoos back then.
It's taboo.
What? And then for a teacher to have fun?
Right.
A white teacher?
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's not in trouble? So the bell rings, and I'm just like, fuck, what was his name? So much happened. Middle school was so traumatic. Anyway, I get him to the side, and I'm fucking avoiding going to class. I'm talking to him about it, and he just explains to me the process, right? He wanted to get tattooed. He had meaning behind it, and he went to this artist. This artist designed, took his idea, and drew something for him, and I knew.
Yeah.
I knew right away.
Yeah.
Like I almost got emotional about it.
Yeah.
I'm getting emotional now, and it completely didn't make sense to me. I didn't fucking know what I was talking about, bro.
Right.
What are we in
Right.
7th grade? 11?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tattoo art?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But I knew. I knew because I said my answer in class. It wasn't tattoo artist right away. I just said I don't know what I want to do, but I want to impact the world.
Mm.
I want to change people's lives with my art. And the tattoo artist thing came up. Yeah, man, and I always held on to that. We started at 26. Started tattooing, I think, at 26 years old. Played basketball in Mexico, on and off for about 6-7 years. I've had a job ever since I was 13.
Yeah.
Just working in between seasons and off seasons, and then I'd be gone. Fast forward to now, my son's mother purchased a tattoo starter kit for me for one of my birthdays. She saw so much in me that I just refused to fucking believe.
Yeah.
And as challenging and traumatic as that part of my life was, arguably the most traumatic. I did get a sense of, I had little glimpses of like self-worth, and she helped a lot with that, and it only started to click when I would actually take action on things that that she would suggest and recommend per my talents, right? One day I was just miserable at work. I got home that night and decided to open the box like 6, 7, 8 months later. Like, man, be fucking. I thought it was shit. Fucking, sipping on some. I was letting her hype me up. Yeah, man, I'm dope, man. I should be tattooing, making all kinds of money. And damn near shit bricks when I opened that box because I had to put the machine together. So I fucking started texting, calling some artists that I knew, and I figured it out. Grabbed a grapefruit, tattooed the grapefruit, took that shit into work the next day, put it on my boss's desk, put my 2 weeks in.
Shit.
My mom was pissed, bro.
Yeah.
My mom was pissed.
Yeah.
Lost my car at the time because I was blowing basketball money.
Yeah.
All the other jobs I had, blowing. Oh man, in my 20s. You know what I mean? I came from nothing. So don't let me earn some shit.
Right.
No, I'm enjoying all of this.
Yeah.
You know what? If my boys are with me, we're all enjoying all of it.
Splurge.
Bro, it was rough. It was rough, but all of the doubt, all of the fear, that inner fucking struggle, it started to happen again. And it was either make this happen or go back to how it was when you were a child, you know? And that just wasn't a fucking option. And one thing my mom told me, man, gosh, she was so disappointed. She was just like, well, son, if that's what you want to do, or if you want to pick up trash and garbage for the rest of your life, be the best fucking person doing it. Right. Be the best one doing it.
Right.
If you're gonna be a garbage man, be the best one.
Yeah.
And now she can't see me without tattoos. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense to her. She had no idea how dedicated I was.
Yeah.
And that kind of fucked me up.
Yeah.
That fucked me up because I took that as like, oh, well, like you maybe had doubt in me. But at no point did I ever feel like my mom didn't instill that, and at no point did I feel that she did not provide me with what I needed to succeed. Tattooing came from indigenous people that are of color, period.
Yeah.
Right. I knew it was important, and I knew I had to do it, and I was fucking terrified. I was terrified.
Yeah.
And trying to get apprenticeships I was getting no left and right.
Yeah.
And one of them was brutally honest. Like, bro, you are talented. I don't want you working here because you're gonna fucking take money from me. This dude told me. And he was like, but I think the biggest thing you're gonna struggle with is that this industry is predominantly white. And the minority artists, black artists, Hispanic artists that are at the time that are in the industry are just there's not many.
Yeah.
I just got tired of hearing that. I just got tired of hearing that. At the same time, I mean, what representation do we have?
Did you ever feel like you could alchemize that into being an outlier, and in turn being a vanguard for others to follow you? You might have shifted the entire culture, the entire industry in that way.
At least that wasn't consciously my intention.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't aware. Yeah. I knew I had something to do.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is, like, this tattooing is not it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was my introduction. I know it was my introduction to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I believe this is why I feel like my purpose has been changing. I lost my purpose, and now I see that had to happen. Yeah. And right now, tattooing is the conduit. And I did say at one point, I said this on one of my interviews with Inkmaster, that I was going to change the face of tattooing.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean I'm going to be the greatest in the world.
Yeah.
But I was definitely going to make an impact as to where the industry standard and the expectation and the experience are going to change.
Yeah.
And I knew that I was going to have a really big role in that.
Yeah.
And I said that, and I don't think a lot of people, the producers laughed. They laughed at me.
The same laughter.
Same laughter. Yeah. And one of the other producers told me that they were making bets to see how soon I was going to get eliminated. And then when I made it to the finale, they were making bets on who was going to win. And I was like,
yeah.
surprised everybody,
Yeah.
right? But something in me knew that. Something in me knew I had to go do this. And bro, I was talking shit about Inkmaster.
Yeah.
Before they called me, man, you can't tattoo a rose. You can't. I was sitting here talking shit, and then I got up on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I knew maybe at that time, I don't think it wasn't like a conscious
Yeah.
thought, or I didn't realize that it was the driving force.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't realize that was my purpose. I just knew the feeling I had of wanting to impact the fucking masses. Like I said in fucking 7th grade.
Yeah.
I wanted to impact the world, and this is how I'm going to help people heal. This is how I'm going to be able to express myself and be accepted, but in turn, like I'm helping somebody else.
Yeah.
And then I the amount of support that I've gotten from Black and brown artists, bro, is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I said I wanted to coach. I said I wanted to lead, make artists better artists and better people. And
Yeah.
I'm just flooded with people wanting to come to seminars, right? Wanting to apprentice, wanting to learn, wanting to rebrand themselves. It's weird. Like I knew I had a purpose, but I didn't see this coming.
You were the winner of the grand prize on season 7, 2016. Can expound more on your experience with Inkmaster?
Damn, I'm about to talk to you about my experience with Inkmaster before my therapist. And he's been telling me I can't keep running from it.
Yeah.
Tell you about the experience. Man, you know what's fucked up? I've never really sat and taken it in.
Yeah.
It's 2023 now.
Yeah. 7 years.
I've never sat back and been like, I am one of 14 people on this planet that have a certain title.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking dope.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
It's a big deal to me.
Yeah.
For those out there that are familiar and know of Yuma, Arizona, born and raised, and it's this big.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had brought nothing.
Yeah.
My sister and I share clothes. Sometimes, a lot of times, we wouldn't eat. A lot of times, my mom wasn't home because she's working, trying to keep us alive, trying to keep the lights on,
Yeah.
trying to have enough money to pay for the exterminator to come so the roaches ain't crawling all over us. Like, it's a big deal, and I've never given myself that. I was just like, no, it's not. It's not enough.
More like a meditative moment where you like, I did it, or a celebratory, I'm gonna go out and just.
Oh, I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I did that night.
Yeah.
Damn, when I got back.
Yeah.
No one's paying. No fucking playground. Yeah. All the club. No.
Yeah.
No one's paying. Shots on me. Oh, I've done it. I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that. And then how I see it is just like, well, now I got to fucking hold this motherfucker up.
Crown. Yeah. Heavy lies the crown.
I got to now.
Yeah.
And I think that has robbed me of a lot of joy. I think it's robbed me of a lot of joy. Always thinking that I have to do for others. That I have now I gotta maintain it. Now no. Right now, as in this week, literally is this raw. No, I don't have to fucking do shit that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have to fucking maintain this how you guys think I have to maintain it, because this is my purpose and my job.
Yeah.
Right? You're gonna get what I have to give, and I'm just not in a position for it to be what's the word, right? Just something you can just grab off the shelf.
Yeah. Just accessible.
Like at some point I have to see my value. And people are gonna be like, oh, they needed a black guy to win. They needed this. They have to balance shit out. Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck
Then let's go toe to toe.
Yeah.
Let's go subject matter for subject matter.
Yeah.
Style for style. As a matter of fact, you call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You call it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You call it, because all I need you to do is tell me I can't do it, or tell me no, or doubt me,
Yeah.
or laugh.
Yeah.
Like, I dare you.
So no.
I dare you, because I'm gonna do it regardless.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I feel that.
So I haven't meditated on it.
Yeah.
I haven't. Right? I knew I still had work to do, and I was focused on that. I was focused on my marriage and my family that I had at the time. It was a fucking whirlwind, but I just knew to not get too excited about it. Because I knew that wasn't it.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing now, man, I've possibly robbed myself of a lot of joy.
Good. Good.
I'm seeing that because of that question.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's also being conditioned as an athlete. We're taught next play.
Every single time.
Yeah. Whether you hit a three, dunked, turned it over.
Shit ain't over.
Next play.
It's
Next
not
play.
over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not over. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. So it's like unraveling that at times. And that's why I asked the meditative space first, because that's what we also neglect as athletes. We may get into that state before the game when we're preparing, but once the game is on, we zigzag all over the place.
Yeah.
So we just have to unlearn that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What's it like being an introvert under a microscope?
The cool thing about it is no one ever really knows what the fuck I'm thinking. There's so much power in being an introvert.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel that.
there's so much power in being an introvert
Yeah.
until you experience the power of freedom.
Mhm.
Bro, because the introvert, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
So of course we're gonna feel confident.
Yeah.
And you don't know. I got this. I
Yeah.
know this. You
Yeah.
don't know shit.
Yep.
At the same time, you're right. I don't know shit.
Yeah.
And since you want to say there, you don't know shit either. You know, it's a double-edged sword for
Mhm.
me. And right now I'm learning to, as much as I fucking don't like it, bro, I'm learning to let go. I won't go to fucking sporting events or concerts because I don't want to walk in front of people and trip on the seating, trip on the bleachers.
Yeah.
I don't want to get laughed at.
Go viral and shit. Yeah.
Bro, fuck that. Fuck all that. My introverted ass will sit right here and y'all can tell me about the fucking game. You know what I mean? I'm good. Until I gave in and let somebody take me to one of my first NBA games in front of fucking hundreds of thousands of people. And it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
So the power that I felt in that moment was more than the power and the comfortability I have in being an introvert. So I'm learning when now when to be an introvert and when not to.
Yeah.
But also that may no longer be my truth.
Yeah.
That may no longer be my truth.
Yeah.
I'm 40. I don't have to fucking be up under mom, like being controlled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting my ass beat around the clock. Like those days are over.
Yeah.
So why continue to tell yourself that you're an introvert?
Right.
Why continue to feel like you're not allowed to go have a good time? Why continue to feel like you're not allowed to fucking have a belly laugh or burp by mistake at the dinner table or put your fucking elbows on the table?
Right.
Why can't you?
Yeah.
Why can't you? So it's tough, man, because I still like being an introvert, but I don't think who I'm becoming and who I'm transcending into, I don't think that is a part of me.
That's the other side of freedom you touched on.
Yeah.
How did 2512 come about?
Yo, 2512. 2512 started with writings on the wall. Literally. Writing on the wall. Intentions, ideas, questions, shapes, figures, symbols. For years, I've been trying to figure out, stressing over a business name. This is when I was still at Metro, just getting my ducks in a row. Years and years and years and years and years. And everything, I mean, tattooing is hard. Tattooing is stressful for clients. There's a ton of anxiety going into getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
What is it going to feel like? Where am I going to get it? How big is it going to be? Is my artist's breath going to stink? What's the shop like? Is the bathroom dirty? Is it like, who, bro, we're human.
Yeah.
We're human, right? And so I didn't want it to scream tattoo because I don't want it to be intimidating. I want it to be inviting. It's going to be healing. It's going to be purposeful. It's going to be energizing, right? It's going to be supportive. And just nothing worked, bro. All the names I was coming up with, just corny.
Yeah.
It just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
3 years, 4 years, this has gone on.
Yeah.
We started looking for places. Mike has dabbled in real estate. He's very, very business forward, very smart. And everyone was saying no to the tattoo shop. Everybody we asked and looked into. Mike found this place, and I couldn't stand it because it wasn't what I envisioned. It wasn't what I intended to do, aesthetically and physically, right? This location, the owners are the only people who were saying yes, and they were just coming in ridiculously cheaper than everyone else for business, right? I almost had to. And as much as I didn't want to, I had already gave word to my boss. There's already like, look, man, you started this train, and like you can't just fucking jump off now. You got all these fucking people on here.
Yeah.
You got your son.
Yep.
You got your manager, all your clientele, your family, your sister. Like what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Everyone in the family has their shit together, and that started again. The fucking
depression. Yeah.
Right? Shake that bottle.
Yeah.
Fuck it, man. Fuck it. Let's take this place.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand it. So my vision was extremely intentional, like I said, for the business and to impact the industry, right?
Yeah.
And we come in here, we start doing demo, and this place had been sitting here for 3 years, completely vacant. And so one of the days we come in here, the place is bare, and Mike is writing on the walls. spelling out 2512. He's spelling out all the names that I came up with, and he's just looking. The music's going. It's fucking place is fucked up. It's fucked up. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck did I get myself into? What and why am I doing this? This is crazy.
Yeah.
We're never gonna get this open.
Yeah.
2,800 square feet. We're never gonna get this open. And I'm never gonna be able to do, what is this place gonna look like? Started freaking the fuck out. Mike was like, man, fuck it. We'll figure it out. It's gonna come. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He was like, but check it out. 2512, I spelled it out. There's 16 letters. In numerology, that's 7. Your life path number is 7.
Mine is too.
Yours is 2?
Yeah.
And bro, he said that, and I was just like, oh shit. He's like, but also 2512 in numerology is 10. Simplify that even further. 0 is whole. 1 is a fresh start.
Yeah. That's right.
And it clicked. We found some scrap paper. One night he came over to my house, and I was in my creative element. I was smoking, and then the downloads just started coming. So I'm fucking painting, I'm drawing. And I drew this triangular symbol, and it had maze pattern drawn inside of it that's inspired from the indigenous people of Panama. It's where my family is from. And we went back to that drawing, and it was in the shape of a triangle, and there was notes on there explaining that whatever this triangle was going to represent was for new beginnings and to be centered and balanced with light, love, and positivity.
Mm.
Which then became the logo for 2512. Because this is a transformative space, and the intention here is for people to heal, for people to feel safe, for people to have a completely different experience, not only with tattooing, but with themselves. Mm-hmm. And so it just worked out, right? That Mike was just brainstorming and looked at that. Mike is big, spirituality, energy, signs,
Conversations,
symbols. And it was in exact alignment. As much as I was resisting this place,
yeah,
what happens every time we're resisting something, right? And that's a childhood act. Resistance is always in regard to something that obviously we don't want, right? I don't want to do. But it can be actually fucking cathartic. It can be
the gravitational pull of what you need.
It could be exactly what you need. Mm-hmm. It's just not always gonna look how you need it or want it to look. Yeah. And this was one of those experiences, and it was a pivotal moment in my life. Mm. So then, with that, I tapped back into my purpose of this business, and I then had to figure out a way to create my vision in here. Mm. I needed certain details, elevation, certain side of town because of energy. I had to figure that out. And through finding the name and the connection, and then seeing how this came about, I was able. All the downloads came again, and so I created an experience in the middle of, I mean, you see Tucson out here. It's like, Tucson's grimy. Yeah. Like there's fucking businesses everywhere, and everyone's just fucking hustling and grinding. Yeah. Just trying to make it. And there's like this little fucking heaven in the middle of it all. Yeah. You know what I mean? So 2512, that's how it came about, and it represents new beginnings. And everybody, I believe, is on this journey to achieve wholeness within ourselves, whether we realize it or not. We're all trying to achieve something, but that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's being whole and being centered and being balanced within ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? That's what joy, that's what happiness is. That's what being content is.
Yeah.
That's what 2512 represents. It's a place of protection. It's a place of healing. It's a place of transcendence, transformation.
And it feels that way when you walk in. The tranquility is very different.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's very intentional. It was all, again, it was all based on intuition, but upon doing research, I also learned that my intuition was in the exact place it needed to be, because I was able to neutralize people's nervous system the moment they walked in.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the biggest thing, because Mike knew what the vision was.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like, bro, I don't know how the fuck you're going to do that here. And that's why I was resisting so much, because I was relying on this idea.
Yeah.
And I was unaccepting of anything else. No, it's not going to work if it doesn't look like this.
You were tethered to it.
I was tethered until I was just like, you know what? We're losing time, bro. I'll make it work here. And then bam, I did it. And he still trips out. He's just like, because bro, we were arguing. We were putting shit, and I'm designing and orchestrating. I was like, Mike, do you get it? Do you understand? He's like, look, man. And he was frustrated. He was like, bro, I hate this shit.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
You tell me what you need to do, and I'm gonna do it, because I trust your vision.
Yeah.
If you say this is gonna work, like, just tell me what I need to do, because I don't see none of this shit working out.
Yeah.
Design wise.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and then you just, it's crazy.
Manifested.
Crazy, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2512, really, it was 2512 is about, it's just about giving in and starting over, starting fresh.
Yeah.
It's okay in here in this space. It's okay. It's okay to let go.
Yeah.
And to start fresh, you know, for artists and clients.
Yeah.
We have people coming here just to disconnect on their lunch breaks.
Yeah.
And they just they just mellow out.
Yeah.
And then they have their second one when they go to work.
Yeah.
We have students coming here and study instead of cartel, because the energy in cartel is too crazy.
Yeah.
And then they come back telling us that their grades went from fucking passing to like at the front of their class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
Shit, I've dropped in here, and I feel like putting on a robe and some fur-lined slippers. It feels good in here.
Bro.
So it's definitely the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now that you speak on it, it's like that's what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely architected that.
Yeah.
But going outside of the building, back to the griminess of the city of Tucson, how was growing up in Tucson influence your work?
The diversity. It's brought diversity, and it's allowed me the bravery. I heard this one time from a woman at a bar randomly one night. Tucson is small, but we're mighty. Tucson is small, but we're fucking mighty.
Yeah.
Being able to be versatile, to me, is a representation of our culture, our food, our art, our personalities, our ethnic backgrounds. And then our mightiness pertains to, for me, the end result. And being able, growing up here and experiencing all of Tucson, allows me to tell everybody's story.
Yeah.
And I can make it look however they need it to look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Total sense.
Bro, we've experienced so much. We've experienced so much. The dark, the light, the in-between, the ups, the downs. We've experienced it all here in Tucson.
Yeah.
And so that absolutely influences my work. Like I can connect with people.
Yeah.
I can connect with people. And the mightiness of Tucson, it has put us in so many positions, especially like going to high school out here, college out here. Like it's the Wild West, man.
Yeah.
It's the Wild fucking West. It's the Wild West, but it's also so healing and so loving and so embracing. I'm able to incorporate all of that in my art, and I don't know. I'm sure I could have done it had I grown up in somewhere else, but the work would look different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all a representation. My work is a representation of Tucson and what I've experienced, right? The inspiration that Tucson has given me. This is where it started. You know what I mean? So everything I do is tuck down and duck down, baby.
Yes, sir. I feel that. Tough throat. Yeah. Are there any tattoo artists or styles that have influenced your work? And what advice would you give aspiring artists who are just starting out in the industry?
Is there any artists that have inspired my work? One of my first and biggest inspirations was, and still is, Mike Rubendahl of Kings Avenue Tattoo in New York, Massapequa, New York, and Bowery, New York. Mike is American, but he is a expert, world-renowned expert, arguably one of our best in tattooing of the Japanese culture. Exceptional work, immaculate work, beautiful work, from the intention to the visual, to the end result, impeccable. He was the first person to really, as an adult, and when I started tattooing, is who he is as a person, who he is as an artist, who he is as a man, a father, husband, everything, man. It was in direct alignment with who I'm supposed to be, at least in this realm.
Yeah.
In this part, in this chapter, huge influence. And it was all just based. It was all like integrity based. That's where everything really. That's what resonated with him the most for me. As far as advice, tattooing is hard.
Yeah.
Tattooing is hard. Do not be a tattoo artist to be a rock star. Do not be a tattoo artist to be a rock star. It is not. If you want to be a rock star, go be a rock star.
Right.
Tattooing ruins your body. Tattooing ruins your energy, depletes your energy. Tattooing ruins families. Tattooing ruins your health. You really have to have a reason to tattoo that would essentially better you as a person. Because, man, if not, if you go into tattooing to be cool or just to be a tattoo artist, because that seems like the cool thing to do, or to be a rock star, you're gonna fucking get swallowed up. You don't make any money for at least 5 to 7 years.
Yeah.
You make no money. Tattooing is a luxury. And I was given an opportunity that I capitalized on because I'm coachable and I listen. And Inkmaster did not. I'm not good because of Inkmaster. I'm known outside of Arizona because of Inkmaster. I'm good because I've lost my family. I've lost friends. I've lost health. I've lost opportunity because I dedicated myself to fucking drawing each and every single fucking day.
Good.
I've neglected everything, not intentionally or knowingly that that's what I was doing,
Right.
but nobody was with me when I'm damn near sleeping at the shop from working so late and drawing. No one's at home when I was being a single dad, staying up all night drawing, forgetting him sometimes at fucking daycare, not being able to get home, right? Having my mom help me with him at the time I was single, because I was dedicated. I knew, right? Be the best garbage man you can be, motherfucker, or
And that's part of the sacrifice is real.
bro.
You're gonna be the best. You know.
It takes effort. It takes effort. If you've seen it, if you've seen this for you, you didn't say you want to be a tattoo artist.
No.
You know that this is your calling and this is your contribution to humanity.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're gonna get to a point to where you're gonna understand, like, I have to immerse myself in this. If this is your purpose, it was my purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nothing, not my mom, not anything was gonna take me from this. And I've lost everything
Yeah.
because of this. I've also gained everything, and then the shit that I've lost, I've also gotten back,
Yeah.
and I've gotten shit back tenfold.
Yeah.
You know, so my advice would be just simply to really assess why you want to be a tattoo artist. That's just the biggest thing. It's a luxury. Tattooing is not a necessity. So if the world decides to band together and deem tattoos unsafe or fucking whatever,
Yeah.
then what are you gonna do?
Yeah. It's like one person had everything and nothing, and another had nothing and everything. And how you explain it, it sounds a lot like boxing. It's like the hurt business. It's not glamorous. It's gonna beat you up, literally. You know. And I think it's important that you touched on that. Like, it took you 5 to 7 years to really get where you wanted to be financially or acclaim or all of those things. Because a lot of people now it's instant gratification, especially with the internet and social media. Like, we came up in a time where we didn't have that.
Yeah.
So now a lot of kids,
We really had to show up.
you had to show up. Now it's like, shit, you can do whatever.
Yeah.
And you neglect the work, and you might ascend to a certain point, but you don't topple down just as fast because you didn't have to go through shit to really attain that.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
everybody needs to know that part of your testimony,
Exactly. Yeah.
because that's the realest part.
This is it's either your purpose or it's not.
Yeah.
And if it's not your purpose, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But you're only going to be as good as the work you put in,
Yeah.
right? If it's your purpose, same thing. You're only going to be as good as the work you put in. But you're supposed to do this. You know what I mean? So you're not going to be depleted.
Mhm.
You're not going to run into you're always going to be in abundance. Basically, there's so much running through my head. I'm having trouble like picking the right things to say. But if it's your purpose, what you're going to experience is for you.
Yeah.
And you'll know in tattooing, you'll know right away.
Yeah.
You'll know right away, Rob.
And just with anything, with your calling, if you get called for it, you can't hang up. You can try.
Yeah.
You know, ain't no such thing.
Yeah.
But man, as in closing, as your friend, I want to wholeheartedly take this opportunity to tell you that you've always been a paragon of genuineness to me. Way beyond the accolades, I'm proud of who you are as a human being. Thank you for being born. My love for you is abundant, and I'm always here for you. Like, we've talked off camera innumerable times as friends back to when we was 16 years old. And I had to read that verbatim because I need you to soak that in. Like, no matter what, like, I'm always gonna be here, dog. And I want you to succeed in so many different ways, your transcendence, whatever you want to do in life, whether it's in this shop, putting ink on somebody or whatever, like, I got you.
Thank you, bro.
Sir. Thank you, man.
Nowadays the pain follow me. Deal with trauma privately. I don't wanna be a burden, I handle things defiantly. Spent a decade searching for a higher power guiding me. Figured out that faith is not up there, that it's inside of me. Act with execution, what's a plan with zero action? Faced with bad habits, knowing it's a magnet to my imbalance. I'm somewhere between confidence and arrogance, the middle ground.